back to the channel, and today I want to do an experiment with tracks. Once again, I've done so many experiments with tracks that it is time to become the track. And that is inspired by a while ago I built this monowheel where I actually used piston glitching in order to recess my seat inside, somewhat, mostly inside of the wheel. So you can see my seat's out here, but when it spawns in, you can see how it kind of settles inside of the wheel. So I'm kind of glitched into the wheel. So I want to try to do this with tank tracks and see if we can become the track and just be completely encased inside the track. Also, I kind of want to see what kind of craters these grenade launchers leave. They leave little tiny craters. It's actually pretty satisfying though. By the way, this vehicle is like one of the best vehicles for drawing, because it's just a single large wheel, and the large wheel goes all the way down to the bed of the snow. All right, anyway, let's see if I can adapt this system to the tank treads. So let's see how much room we have to work with. We can either use these large ones or the medium ones. I think maybe we can try to do both, but the large ones, at least, we could use the motorcycle seat would fit inside. Can we get it to fit inside though is going to be the question. Let's grab our pistons. All right, so the piston has to be starting position 0. And then if I just attach the seat right there, we're not going to actually be centered if that's the case. We need our seat to actually be right here. So I think in order for this to work, we got to have an attachment point like that, right? And then, oh, this is not attached because that's a separate object. All right, and we spawn in. All right, that's a good start, but I want it to be, I want to be inside, so I need my seat to actually be like here, maybe? In which case, I do this. Okay, that's something. This could work. This could actually work. All right, so we got that. Let's move the seat. I guess the seat... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. The seat can be up front. Can I have it to where I'm peeking out somewhere, like... Almost. I wanted to see myself in between the wheels. That's as close as I'm gonna get, I think. All right, so that's pretty good so far. I think if we just keep attaching stuff like here... Now we need engines and steering. This actually might not be a hard thing to do. This might be too easy. So we got a couple engines. We're going to want a gyro stabilizer, and we're going to want to be able to steer. So does all that go inside? That was so easy. Now we just have this awkward thing sticking out on the front, but I believe we can add some aesthetics to this thing. I might actually want to just... I want to move this to the middle, actually. The middle is around there. And that should still work, technically. Yeah, because now, for aesthetic purposes, we can do this. And now it looks like it belongs. And then on the other side, we add this. And it looks pretty good. All right, so hold on. But then to blend stuff even more, all of these then become black. And then I think it can be even better if this is a wedge. There we go. All right, I do want it to be a little bit faster though. But we are a track. Like we're just a track by itself. This would be so disorienting seeing and not like knowing exactly what's going on. Because of, like, you literally can't even see anything inside it, really, other than the track itself. All right, but we should be able to add more engines. I guess, wait, does that fit? I guess that does fit. This is pretty cool. And weirdly enough, it leans into the turns, which I guess that's just the seat steering itself. I feel like we should be going faster though. You know what? We'll try that with the medium tracks, because the medium tracks might be able to go even faster, but this is honestly so much easier and cooler to do than I was expecting. Well, let's test its hill climbing capabilities. Does it have any limitations when it comes to that? That'll be a good question. I mean, that didn't stop us, but let's try some more off-road style terrain before we do the medium tracks. The medium tracks, I think, might... I don't know if they're going to be more or less challenging. It's going to be a different seat that might be less compact, though. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, this is feeling great so far. Like, easy. We're so light in compared to previous track-based vehicles. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good, though. All right, the problem is getting up, like grabbing... Oh, huh. All right, it's actually not that great when it comes to ledges. Not the best off-road vehicle we've had, that's for sure. Okay, yeah, it's not that great. Unfortunate. It would be cool if this thing could just go over everything. This would be like the simplest vehicle. Woo! It's good on flat surfaces, though. Steep, flat surfaces are perfectly fine. I do kind of want more speed, though. I wonder if aerodynamics has anything to do with it. Because, like, if we do the aerodynamics... Oh, it's actually not bad in most places. I wonder if adding some wedge blocks here and there might actually be better, though. We can do that. Oh, actually, we need more than that. All right, there we go. Well, I got rid of most of the red arrows. These ones aren't as easy to deal with, so I'm just not going to deal with them. All right, we do go faster. Okay, I think mission accomplished with the large tracks. Oh, the turning is weird, though. Sometimes the turning is weird, but it doesn't feel unnatural. Like, it kind of just feels like it's a little slick. All right, let's see how this goes with the medium tracks. We're going to have a lot less space, and they're going to be a different width, but this was a surprisingly easy success. All right, so medium tracks are this size. That's definitely going to be a lot less room for everything. Let's get our seat choice should probably be either this or like this, but that way. Yeah, this might keep my character more contained. Or do I want my character's head, like just the head sticking up out of the top? Could that be funny? It does look kind of funny. I think we can go one block lower though, but I'm not going to have any room for engines. All right, that is kind of funny. I do need engines though. There's not a whole lot of room here for them. Let's see what I can fit. I mean, that might barely fit. It's got a little bit of glitching in the top there. All right, that works if I paint it red. Okay. Okay. I mean, so far looking good. Oh, okay, we got that issue. This is we have a shorter tank track base, so it's more likely to tip, it looks like. But so far, it's feeling pretty great. Okay, so we have that engine. I literally can't fit another engine. Like, that's everything I can do. I got my steering, I got my stabilization, I got my seat, and I got my engine. And I guess I could add smaller engines just for that little extra power. Like, that engine can fit there, I think, without much consequence. Although it does not look right in the back, kinda. I do think a weight in the front might be beneficial to the tipping issue. All right, and then I do want the symmetry. I mean, that's looking pretty good. So then we can put this in the back too. All right, this one kind of makes me want to put like some stuff on the top because my character's head is sticking out there a little bit, like a mini windshield or something like this. That actually kind of looks good just right there, because this almost kind of looks like a front fender of like a dirt bike or something. This is so stupid, but it's also so smart and amazing. The front like fender looks so good. All right, well, I guess I can't go large track, medium track, and not just see what happens with the smallest track. Like, the smallest track is thinner than any seat that we have, but I think this is my favorite aesthetically. Let's spawn these things next to each other right now. Because the thing is, the one on the right, the large one is just pretty much, you just have this inanimate track with a mind of its own. This one is a vehicle that is just made of track. Like, they're different. This one, like, it looks like a standalone separate vehicle with just a track built into it. This one is just the track alone with a mind of its own. So they are distinctly different in design. So now, for the small one, what are we gonna do? I don't think this is gonna look good. I think it's too small. Like, look at it. Just look at it. What are we supposed to do with this? I mean, it's 1 block wide, so the only option, of course, is gonna be this seat. What direction do we even go? Like, we can't fit anything other than the seat in here, right? I'm not gonna be able to fit a stabilizer. Like, I don't know. Unless we do this. But then, how is this in size comparison? Now we're longer than the medium track, which doesn't make any sense. So I think I gotta stick to just one. I'm gonna just do what I can. We're probably gonna have stuff that comes outside of the track bounding box though. All right, let's see. So we need our piston. All right, so if I do this, what is going to happen? Oh, that's too much. So I actually gotta be, yeah, I gotta be out here. So I actually don't need that right there. Okay, okay. All right, there we are. We're centered on it. That actually is kind of looking a little cool. I hope I can make something here. But how do I add the stabilizer and the steering? Our steering gyro can kind of go... Oh, it's not going to be centered though, of course. Of course it's not going to be centered. That's annoying. So we got that. And then this is not going to be centered either. Naturally. And then this is like ruining things. Like, could I just have this on top like that? Could I just like stick this right there? I guess if I'm already doing that, I could just stick like this engine right here to even it out, and then this engine right here just to like even things out, you know? Oh, that we're stuck? This is actually, the engines are blocking me. Is it just the engines? Yeah, it's just the engines. I can't have the engines over there apparently. Where do I put the engines then? Is it because the engines are like a separate type of block? Yeah, see, that doesn't block me. At least if I do that, it looks a little bit more symmetrical. Like a saddlebag of like a motorcycle, you know? But I need engine. The smallest engine is this Bulldog engine. And... oh, that's the wrong way. Oh, no, I kind of also need gyro in that direction. Can I fit this here without colliding? Oh, that doesn't collide either. Okay. It's going backwards, though, from the direction I want it to go. Reverse it. Alright, it constantly wants to steer me to the left. Like, hard. Like, look at that. This is just me going straight. Why? There must be... no, it doesn't steer me. I thought there was like a collision issue happening that's torquing it, but then I would be turning in place. But it's only when I start going. I wonder if the piston has anything to do with it. No, it doesn't make sense either. This is turning out to be both more doable and more troublesome than I expected. Oh, no, that doesn't look right. I thought this was going to go flush against the track, but it does not. Oh, now it's not steering as hard to the left. It is still steering to the left, but just not as hard. Why is there a constant left pull? All right, what if I put this on the bottom? I'm curious if that drags on the ground. It probably does. I need to go somewhere where there's not snow. I think the snow's saving me. Yeah, see? I cannot go at all now. Yeah, I need to test this thing on not snow. You know what? Let me move this forward by a block. Put this engine in the back here. Let's try that. That actually doesn't look too bad. This actually doesn't look too bad. I did not expect this to work. Okay, now there's just a couple of minor aesthetic things I want to try out. I want to add a pipe piece just to fill in this one block. Does the seat deserve to be red? I think it does. I think it makes the track stand out more, and it looks like it's actually part of the vehicle. This almost looks like a cool intended vehicle. I'm actually surprised how much speed we're able to get with just a single Bulldog engine too. Like, this is working. This looks like a mini scout vehicle, like mini cargo vehicle to go across the desert or the snow desert and pick up some materials, bring it back. You know, a quick little motorcycle. Okay, can't do anything that's not pretty much flat ground though. Whee! This is not where I meant to be. It's not an underwater vehicle. All right, let's try the snow again. Okay, here we go. Hey, is my message still here? Hey, my message is still here. All right, we're definitely slower in the snow, which, you know, you should be. But this is a fun one. Does this look the most like a vehicle? Like a real vehicle? This might actually look the most like a real vehicle out of all of them. This may have been the best one. The one I almost wasn't even thinking of doing in the video because I was like, no way that's gonna work. But this one is actually one of the cooler ones. Is this the smallest tank track vehicle? All right. Here they are. This one just gets buried in the snow. All right, you know, there we go. We drive up on top of the snow and it stays. All right, we got small one and it's sinking into the snow. That's funny. We got, oh, large one accidentally. Large one, we just kind of get stuck inside. It's just tracks. It's just possessed tracks is all it is. It actually drives really nice though. It has like a drift feel to it. And I don't know where the lean comes from. There's like a natural lean that it feels very immersive. This one might actually be the most fun to steer around and drive. And then medium one, which was our first one that actually is kind of believable as a standalone vehicle. It actually looks like it's supposed to be kind of a vehicle. I think this one might look the best, maybe. It's a toss-up for me. It is a toss-up between the medium and the small. The small really doesn't look that bad, actually. I don't know. What do you guys think? What is your favorite one? Let me know down in the comments below. Large, medium, or small? Which one do you like the best? The entire purpose of the video was intended to be what I did with the large, which is you just are the track. But it's my least favorite out of all of them. I like that these ones kind of became just vehicles. Like they have the design looks like a vehicle for some reason. All right, we've officially become tracks at this point. I don't know how many more ways I can use tracks. If you have ideas, let me know down in the comments. If you have other ideas that you'd like to see that are not tracks, I'm also open to that too. If you guys enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy some more. You can find it right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.